Hey everybody, welcome to the Scar Thumb Podcast. This is not going to be live. This is a pre-recording, or a recording, however you want to say it. I wasn't feeling well this week, so I didn't want to have to work out any of find a certain time or worry about being particularly entertaining or that kind of stuff. So I apologize. This week might be a little bit less, but channel's getting good growth. I didn't want to go a week without clips or content, so we're gonna get through it. But I apologize. The energy isn't quite so high. Things happen, but we're gonna start off a lot of Palworld news this week. I've been enjoying Palworld a lot. I probably have over 40 hours on now. Crazy amount. Addicted to Palworld. So we're looking at Palworld news, and man, 6 million. Look at this. Look at the video right here. 6 million Pal Tamers on Steam in less than 8 million. 8 million Pal Tamers on Steam in less than 6 days. That's insane. Palworld continued to be a huge success. Palworld becomes second game in Steam history to hit more than 2 million concurrent players. Just me and a couple million. My best pals is by Joshua Woolness over PC Gamer. Palworld continues to discover numbers I was unaware of. Did you know that there could be 8 million of something? I sure didn't. But the game went and sold just that many copies in the course of 6 days. Insane. And that's old news, frankly, because the Disney number of sales power has become the second game in history to reach over 2 million concurrent players on Steam, attaining an all-time peak of 2,018,905 players. Essentially seeking the best pals, that puts it ahead of Counter-Strike 2, Lost Ark, Dota, Cyberpunk 2077. Well, actually puts it literally ahead of everyone else on Steam except for PUBG Battlegrounds. Insane. Palworld's all-time peak is about 200,000 ahead of Counter-Strike 2's. It's got a long way before it could have the top spot. PUBG reached absurdly high 3,257,000 players back when it made waves and turned two-thirds of video games into battle royales back in 2018. Wow. Who knows if it's going to have that PUBG effect. Maybe will have a similar effect Fortnite could do with a Pokemon mode. You never know. But that's insane. The rest of the article is not important, but insane numbers for Palworld. It's just kind of become a cultural phenomenon here in the video game world. We already got the 8 million on Steam. And they released a roadmap. I don't know. I don't think the Palworld people really expected this level of success, but now they have an early access roadmap. And here is what they said: addressing critical issues, which makes sense that this would be the most important thing. Lots of bugs, especially online. A lot of weird issues and jank, which some of it is kind of. So it's kind of charming in a way. The roughness of the game isn't necessarily bad, but there are some really annoying bugs that are unfun. Like climbing onto a sphere and launching up into the air. That's fun, no matter how you see it. But your pals constantly killing themselves, and every time you go back, they're weakened, depressed. They don't eat despite having all their facilities, which is what improvements to the implement ASAP. Key configuration improvements beyond Pal AI definitely, and pathing definitely needs work. I think that's probably the biggest thing right now is your pals having to babysit them constantly because they get stuck on something. They forget what they're doing. They don't work while you're not there. That's definitely something that needs to be improved. Future updates. I mentioned PvP. Raid bosses seem really cool. Pal Arena PvP for pals. Steam XI crossplay. Server transfers, migrations, improved building system. new islands, pals, bosses, and technologies. I mean, that kind of obvious where they go with like extra new content, new pals, new technologies. Very cool, but hopefully we'll see like some of the base issues improved pretty quickly. They've obviously got a ton of new money, but obviously no success lasts forever, and how they're going to ramp up this stuff and ramp up their staff or potentially their company will remain to be seen. It can be a hard thing to do. Success has its own issues, which we'll see right here. Palworld Dev says they've received death threats amid Pokemon ripoff claims. Hit out at massively outlandish claims. This is from IGN by Wesley in Pool. An explosive launch of Palworld developer taking to social media to say it received death threats. Last week, I did report on how Palworld Pokemon with Guns. Oh my god! If I hear Pokemon with Guns one more time, man, I'm going to. I don't know. Pokemon with Guns, guys. All right. Palworld developer Pokemon has insisted Palworld is more akin to survival crafting games such as Ark, Survival Evolved, and Valheim than Pokemon, but that doesn't stop people from continuing to hit out at the game. Pokemon community manager Bucky, who has been active on X Twitter, posted they'd received death threats as the game went live. Frankly, working through all the DMs and emails I promise. However, excuse me if I skip over death threats and threats to the company and massively outlandish claims. If you're capable of writing like an actual human being, though, I'll reply ASAP. Pokemon CEO Chiruko Mozobi also here they received death threats and head out at slanderous comments. Currently, we're receiving slanderous comments against our artists, and we're seeing tweets that appear to be death threats, Mozobi said. We receive a variety of opinions regarding Palworld, but products related to Palworld are surprised multiple people, including myself. I'm responsible for the production. I appreciate you refrain from slandering the artists involved in Palworld. So yeah, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding it. Some people accusing it of AI art. Some people accusing them of copying Pokemon, not necessarily copying, but ripping off assets from Pokemon, plagiarism, that kind of stuff. No one's really. Some people produce some decent cases, like comparing the models and showing, like, if they weren't stolen, which they probably weren't, they were at least, somebody used it as a base. Somebody looked at it and said, hey, here's some inspiration for me, which, in a lot of cases can be fair game. So it's very hard for anyone to really make the case that they directly plagiarized or stole assets. And no one's been able to have definitive proof that they've used AI. But, and of course, Pokemon fans are just anything becomes super successful, there's going to be some crazy people that, do crazy stuff. So it's not surprising. I don't necessarily it's Pokemon community, but there's always crazies in every community.